me just tell you about the Coke Industries. Angel Soft toilet paper, Brawny paper towels. You buy Brawny paper towels, you're contributing to Coke Industries. Dixie plates, that are bowls and napkins, they're cups. As soon as the Republicans took over the House of Representatives, they threw out all of the biodegradable utensils we were using in the cafeterias, and they require us to buy styrofoam cups and plates and so on that are manufactured by Dixie. And in fact, this is part of Coke Industries. The CEO was one of the partners of Coke Industries that is now benefiting from what we have to buy because we're basically a captive audience in the House of Representatives. Quilted Northern toilet paper, Mardi Gras napkins, soft and gentle toilet, a lot of toilet paper, obviously. Vanity Fair napkins, Lycra, you see Lycra used all the time, Stainmaster carpet. Okay, so that's something we could do, and I think it's going to require a certain amount of effort and homework on our part, but that's what would really hurt if we organized and hit them where it matters. There's certainly nothing wrong with looking into who it is you're supporting when you purchase products or services. Pat Malloy asks about if a foreign government-controlled corporation, can they actually engage in this? Can foreign corporations engage in political influence by contributing? And the answer is yes. One of the things the Disclose Act would do, and that's what brought it to mind when Craig mentioned it, it would require everyone to disclose, and it would prevent foreign corporations from being able to influence our American elections. But every Republican voted against it. Oh. That's great. As mentioned, the AFL-CIO tried to lobby for it, but you know, the Republicans wouldn't listen to any of the arguments because they know this is where they're going to get their money, and they think this is where they're going to get their majority back. Now we have a number to disclose some of the questions asked. What legislative vehicles? You could try a constitutional amendment. That's an awfully long process, and right now we couldn't get a constitutional amendment through the House. But ultimately, that's what should be done to overturn this ruling. But the best thing is the Disclose Act, and we just couldn't get it through a Republican Congress. There's a question here from Marie Pierre from Falls Church. Wouldn't the best way to save Medicare be to end the ban on government negotiating drug prices with drug companies, which has saved $1 trillion over 10 years? Well, you know, one of the things that happened, of course, we talk a lot about the Supreme Court, but we should. This Supreme Court has made a number of decisions which I still think are unconstitutional. I won't even get into the interpretation of the Second Amendment, which was overturning 200 years of interpretation that it was all about the need to have a well-regulated militia. It was not, as most have now interpreted, as an individual right to own your own gun, no matter how lethal it might be. But they chose George Bush as president. And that's really what turned it around. There's some books that have now been written that have looked into that 2000 election. Al Gore was winning the election. The counting of the Chads was moving in his direction. That's why James Baker, who was running the Bush campaign, acted quickly, got the Supreme Court to take it over, and basically to give it to George Bush. That's what caused this problem. This is as far as I'm concerned, at least 4 of the members are radical conservative activists. Clarence Thomas, his wife has gotten salary and benefits from at least 2 of these radical right-wing Tea Party type groups. He's gone down to Palm Springs for several days, paid for by one of the Koch brothers sponsored groups. He never speaks up on decisions, but he's a consistently radical ideologue in terms of voting in a pro-corporate conservative agenda. Alito, I think that was disgraceful. His subjective response to the President's remarks at the State of the Union. Scalia's, hunting buddy being Dick Cheney and having been sponsored to speak at some of these groups. We know where they're coming from, but they're not coming from what is representative of mainstream America. They really are on the right-wing fringes, 4 of them. Just to say, Kennedy, I think, is a thoughtful person, but I strongly disagree with his being the determinant vote on some of these issues. But we are representing not a particularly left-wing approach to governance. We're representing simply a more representative approach to governance that's more representative of American values. This Citizens United decision is not representative of American values. It turns, as I said, the Constitution upside down. And one of the reasons why they've been able to get away with what they've gotten away with is the diminution of the role of organized labor. So there aren't enough people speaking out for the working class. And that's why, while productivity and profit has gone up, as Bill said so well, the wages have gone down. And we're paying for it in any number of other ways, and that goes to the question that was asked about Medicare. Once they elected George Bush, we got 2 deep tax cuts, never paid for, that bankrupted our country, went into 2 wars, and then went into a Medicare entitlement program that was not paid for either. And the reason why this Part D is so expensive is that there's a provision in that law that prohibits the federal government from negotiating on behalf of Medicare beneficiaries. Had we been able to negotiate using the same pool, the leverage that we have under Medicare now so that we can keep reimbursements low, had we been able to negotiate in the way that the Veterans Administration currently negotiates and Medicaid negotiates, in terms of Medicaid, we'd be paying about half what the federal government pays for prescription drugs. If we pay what VA paid, it's almost a third. That's profit. That's what the drug companies get from investing in lobbyists. It was mentioned that 60 Plus that's going to oppose our efforts to control the Ryan Republican, let me put it differently, that supports the Ryan Republican plan to basically gut Medicare the way it's currently funded. We talked about pharma. Pharma is the pharmaceutical industry. I assume most of you know that. And they're the ones that fund this. There's an enormous amount of profit at stake. If you can deregulate the government oversight, and if you can keep taxes low, and if you can keep the American people ignorant of what's going on. And that's what this is about. And we have to rise up. We've got to we've got to make sure that we have a president that's elected that represents the mainstream of America, and we're going to have to get a Congress back that is not wholly beholden to the corporate sector.